Hey, what's up everybody, and thank you for watching Changing Optics with Scott Roth. Today is Tuesday Tools, so I wanted to sit back and talk to you about a great way to get a natural bokeh effect in your photography, or it might be called bokeh. I think there's an emphasis on the K, bokeh. So I don't know, there was a big news story about the bokeh effect. So for Tuesday Tools, I'm going to sit back and talk about any kind of thing that has a bunch of shiny balls on it, like pearls or something like that. So this actually is my wife's necklace. So I'm going to sit back and use this as an example of how you can get a great bokeh effect in your photography. It works similar to something like Christmas lights or anything like that that you can reflect light off of. Is really great, and it helps to have a good macro lens for this type of bokeh. So I'm going to be setting up this photo to do a ring shot. So I put my ring here on this wood panel. I'm going to sit back and use these pearl necklace, and I'm going to hold it close to the lens. So with the camera focused on the ring, these are going to be up close to the lens, and they're going to be very blurred out. And bokeh is the quality of that blur. So you're going to see they're going to be nice, shiny, smooth circles with this particular lens, which I really love. It's a 90mm Tamron lens. It's a great macro lens. You can use telephoto lenses, any kind of lens that allows you to focus on a little bit further away and have the up-close stuff near the lens be very blurred out but still look nice. So that's what I'm going to be doing here. So I'm going to switch over and power this camera up, and I'm going to show you some of the footage of what we're getting on here. So for Tuesday Tools, it's going to be any kind of you can use an older pearl necklace. If you can find a chain like this, you can find even massage things that have these weird silver balls on them. Any kind of like little tools like this that you can keep in your camera bag. I wouldn't expect a really high expensive pearl necklace. But anything like that you can sit back and kind of play in front of the camera whenever you're doing like macro photography or doing ring shots at a wedding like I do a lot. These are great little things to have with you. So I'm going to switch over back to this camera. We're going to power it on here. Switch over to the video portion so you can physically see what's going on this camera. Alright, so I'm going to sit back and I'm going to dangle this in front of the macro lens, and you can kind of see how it's got a nice blurry circular to it a little bit. Not a whole lot there. I'm going to find a position that I really like. But just throwing this in front of the lens is not enough. What you want to do is now add in another light source to it, and that's going to create that reflection. So I am going to sit back and have this light here. It's gelled with a warmer gel on it. It's an orange gel, and that way it'll complement the wood panel, which is the background for the photo, really nice. So you can see here now as I add the light to the photo, it's going to sit back and really smoothen out that bokeh, sorry, and add a nice effect to the rings. So now with one hand on the necklace and then my other hand on the light, what I do is I usually set the camera up to an auto timer. So I'll put the light down, I'll make sure that I have this pearl necklace or whatever you're using in a specific way where you really like the shot. Once you kind of have that set, then I trigger the camera to start a shot, and then I'll add the light to it. And then after that, then you check the photo, see how you like it. You're going to play around with it. There are, of course, different ways that you can gel your flash to complement the scene. This one, I wanted to sit back and use a warmer tone to complement the wood. You can do a variety of different gels to complement whatever your scene that you're doing is. That's just one example. I'm going to show you just another one just to kind of give you a little bit of variety here on this camera. So we're going to set the pearl necklace over there. I'm going to sit back and use this massage here. And so with the pearl necklace, because they were solid balls, you didn't really get too much light activity going on within the balls though. So this one is more shiny metal type balls. So you're going to get a little bit more of a reflection effect to it. So I'm going to show you now. I'm going to add this light. And a little bit more activity going on with it, I like. And you could bring your light close to really fill in those circles of the bokeh, or you could pull the light back, get a little bit less light in it, and it'll kind of lessen the opacity of those circles, so you can see a little bit more through them. So those are just different ways that you're going to paint your image. Another thing is, so if you don't have a big light like this, you can always just use the light from your cell phone. So I'm going to do that real quick, kind of show you what that looks like. Let's put my camera into the flashlight mode. I'm going to add that, and even with that, with the flashlight on the phone, you can really see some cool effects now in that bokeh. Bokeh. So on my camera, it's set at 5.0 because I really want to have a good amount of that ring that's in focus. If I sit back and stop it and open up the aperture a little bit more, so I go down from 5, I'm going to go down to 2.8. You're going to get a little bit less of the ring itself in focus. You might just get the front part of that of the ring in focus, but you're going to get much more bigger circles and bigger bokeh effect from the little massage thing that I'm using here. So you can kind of see how it's a little bit of a bigger effect going on just by stopping down the aperture, because now I'm changing that depth of field, so I'm making it that much more blurry in front of the camera, because the depth of field on the ring was lessened, so the area that's out of focus now in front of the lens is a wider range. So you get a little bit better effect that way. So it's a compromise and a trade-off, but you can see here just different ways that you can play around with it and get cool bokeh effect with it. And I could spend doing this for an hour. But obviously when you're at a wedding and a bride and groom trust you with the ring shots, you want to sit back and do that. Another great way to get good ring shots, I'm going to bring that up here as well, is you can sit back and use an old iPad. So if you have an old iPad that's just sitting around that doesn't work anymore, this is the original iPad 1. I never thrown it out because it works as a great platform for ring shots or any kind of detail shots like that. And I'm going to show you that here as well. So I'm going to place my ring now here on the iPad, and you can see here how you get a great cool reflection out of it. I'm going to adjust my focus real quick. Alright, and same effect, I'm going to bring the massage into the side of the lens and kind of envelope, kind of wrap around that, the ring if you will. And just throw on your light there, and so it might take a little time and trial and error to get it in the spot that I like. So again, the closer you bring the light to the thing that you're lighting up, the more filled in those balls are, the more it is, the more space it's involved. I'm going to bring back over this light as well. So there you have it. So for Tuesday tools, it's both A. You can sit back and throw an old iPad, or you can just use whatever iPad that you currently have with you. But I suggest an old iPad, especially if you're going to be putting things on it. You may risk scratching it up. And to get these type of little things, either it's a massage or hold an old pearl necklace and keep it in your bag. Little things like that are just really a great way to quickly add bokeh to your shot. And you're going to make sure that you can have the hands free to do it. So make sure to put your camera in a self-timer. That helps, and having it on a tripod just to free up those two hands when you're taking those photos. So anyway, that's your Tuesday tools. Thank you for watching. And click subscribe, and we will see you next Tuesday for further tools.